Hey guys, Bittersteel here, back with another video. We have another disaster to save. This one was sent in by the dude, and in short, he blames Italy for all this. He seems to have been naval invaded by the Allies in the south. Italy's been, well, overrun. The Balkans have been overrun, and Greece is tearing up. Turkey seems to be fighting itself, fighting everyone, and the Soviets are pushing. That's not great. And it's 1945, so this is a bit terrible. So let's see just how terrible. Oh boy. Okay, I need to completely redo these front lines. This is just a mess. What I'm gonna do is set up a field marshal to contain this southern French mess, along with Switzerland. Second field marshal to contain the Balkans. I don't know what I'll do about Italy yet. And then a third field marshal to set up a front along the Soviet border. I don't know how well the Soviets are gonna fight, but they might be problematic. Oh, they have taken 6 million casualties. Oh, so have you. You've not done this one very well, have you? Other than military reorganization, let's see what template. How many templates did you make? I wonder what your last hope is. This ain't it, Chief. Got a bunch of these different templates? Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Okay, so Infanterie Division. This is the one we'll be rocking. I'm not gonna deploy any more of them, I think. I'll leave him there. Maybe deploy a couple more because you've got so many out there already. But I'm gonna change this template. This is all you really need. What we're gonna do is add support anti-air. This will help. Add 1 unit of artillery. 21 combat width. I find that this works very well for me. You have support engineers, support artillery, and support anti-air. And if you really want to go fancy, you get Oh, well, you don't have logistics. Could just get cavalry recon. People keep telling me it's stupid and useless, but it does add to your defense, which might help, but I'll leave it out for now. Now, what I need to do is convert all of your infantry to this template. You've got so many different templates in use right now, my guy. But just keep it simple. This is just overcomplicating things for no reason. And then there's your armor division. Again, this ain't it, Chief. 20 with light tanks by 1945? Nah. Police here? Yeah. No. Medium tanks. Now, this is what we're talking about. Okay, so you've gone 40 combat width. It's probably still decent-ish. Want to make that elite. You've got way too much organization. Well, I say that, but you should be aiming for a maximum of armor and trying to get around 30 organization with as much armor as you can fit into these things. Ooh, you can make modern tanks. I should check out your production. And aim for around 42 combat width, or if you're gonna have supply issues, just go for like 30 combat width. Those work as well. You don't need support artillery. You'd rather have support anti-air, and I'd very much like to get logistics in here instead of maintenance companies, but we don't really have the luxury right now. Hell yeah, let's just get Spain in. This might help. There we go. All right, your production. Why are you making improved light tanks in 1945? Oh, I should check your stockpiles first. Okay, so we'll need infantry equipment. Don't need as much on artillery. We're making anti-tank. Oh, we have some. I might make a bit of anti-tank because the Allies usually, especially the US, start to churn out tanks by now, so it could do. We'll need anti-air. Don't need that many trucks. We're on 18,000 trucks already. That's, a bunch of light tanks. We are mostly short medium tanks and trains. Okay, yeah, let's overhaul your production. We'll need a couple more trains. Don't need this much support equipment. Don't need that much artillery either, but we'll see. Advanced light tank chassis. Don't need that many light tanks. I might just leave 5 factories on it so I can use them as support companies, support recon, or just use them in other divisions. Fighter 2... Let's get Class 3. Don't want tactical bombers. I never use them. Transport planes. You've got 300 in stockpile. You don't need that many. I'll leave a factory on there. They might help with supply in Russia or wherever we're fighting. I've also just noticed you've got the cast design company, so I'm going to replace that with a fighter company. You don't want your fighters to be really good. Oh, and I don't think you have anti-air. No, you don't have anti-air in your production queue, so we're going to add a couple of factories to that. And the rest on mediums. What kind of mediums are you making? Improved mediums. Let's bump that up to advanced mediums. Maybe even modern. I think I'm blind. I don't see the modern tank chassis in here. All right, let's design a better advanced medium tank because we're going to need the best tanks we can get. I always go with the biggest turret, the 3-man turret, and then I either slap on the improved medium cannon or the howitzer, but it looks like all of this requires chromium, which you do not have. You don't have a lot of it, and you're fighting Turkey, which has all of the chromium. So I'm gonna use improved mediums, and we'll see if we can get some chromium. Obviously, you want radios, and then I usually take sloped armor, and I add 2 machine guns because they're relatively cheap. Other stuff in here that's good are the autoloader for that breakthrough and the stabilizer for more breakthrough, but those are pretty expensive compared to the machine guns. I'd rather have the soft attack, to be honest, against the AI. We can change this later if it turns out it's not working. And I usually add the Christie suspension. It's a little more expensive, but the speed is nice. And then I go for welded armor, and gasoline engine should be fine. Yeah, gasoline engine. And let's get our speed and armor up. Ooh, we're getting expensive here. Armor around 100 in single player, I find, is pretty much enough. And then I'll just put the rest into speed. I want these tanks to be able to advance quickly, but the costs are running up there. So yeah, I could keep pushing until my reliability is like 80%, but I need to be able to actually make these tanks, so we'll leave it at this, I think. Yeah, I don't need these being any more expensive right now. Actually, if I just use the interleaved road wheels, they're just as expensive. They're only a little slower, but they get more breakthrough. You know what? I'm gonna try this. All right, let's get them out in the field. Oh boy, yeah, chromium. We need 62 units of chromium. Oh yeah, this hasn't updated yet, so we'll need to find somebody who can get me chromium. Next step, organizing these armies. So I'm just gonna delete all of these front lines and reorganize your field marshals. These armies are your eastern front. Okay, should be fine. And I'll convert all of those into Infanterie Division. That will help. Good. Okay, you guys just sit on the eastern front. Hopefully, we can hold the Russians at bay. Then, for the west. Who do we have here? Oh, your units aren't even in the same areas. Oh, this is an organizational nightmare. All right, like these puppet divisions, I'm gonna get rid of them. I'll let the AI control them. Oh, this is such an organizational nightmare. I want Egelseer, this guy in charge of the front here, because it has a lot of mountains with the Swiss and the Alps, etc. I can switch him around when we're ready to take on the Balkans and their mountains. But for now, I want this guy in this region. So I'm going to set up a field marshal order all the way around. And then we need to see what troops are where. I want the troops that are in the region to be signed to the field marshal. So this is going to be a little dirty. I think I've got it mostly cleaned up. So one field marshal under von Rundstedt will set up the Balkan front. It's probably not going to be attacking anytime soon, but we'll hold there. Second field marshal under Egelseer sets up this French front, hopefully holding that for long enough. We need to keep this corridor open or these troops get encircled. And then we've got a single army under Kesselring to the north. And I'm just gonna deploy a couple of these units that you have in the queue. Just enough of them to fill out the divisions currently on the front. And everything else I'm just gonna delete. Just to conserve manpower and so I can ramp down one conscription law. I know. We're already past that point, but we have manpower in reserve. I want to be on service by requirement for as long as I can, just to avoid eating the all-adult serve industry penalties for as long as I can. I need to get war support up so I can get total mobilization and women in the workforce and just turn this war around, really. Focuses. Focuses seem pretty much done. Yeah, not much left to do here. I'll just leave it on air production. That's probably the best shot. Speaking of air, I don't want Junkers. I want Messerschmitt. I want my fighters to be good. The rest of this is pretty much as expected. I would not go with this. I would go with the raiding fleet because I wouldn't want subs if I can ever get any. Yeah, like the high command doesn't really matter anymore at this point. You've got all the obvious choices. What I want is to go up to total mobilization, get women in the workforce, maybe go to closed economy. I get 33 from trade, so maybe not go to closed economy. Anyway, fighter 3s is increase the engine to the max, increase the range, and yeah, these fighters will have to turn the tide for the Reich. Submarines. I want to make good subs, but you haven't researched any. Construction. Oh boy. I think you kind of sort of gave up and just started a fort line, I'm gonna get rid of everything here. Like, this is pointless. Okay, I might build up your anti-air later if I notice that the allied strat bombing does not end, which it very well might not. Whatever's almost done, I'll leave that to build so I don't have that wasted at least. What I need is railways, because I want to link up this part of the front to the actual railway network. That's going to be our priority. To the south here, you're going to need to make sure that the railways are actually capable of withstanding the amount of units we're putting there. It feels like you didn't really build up your railway network at all. What else? A little bit of free oil here. Good. I'm gonna get that. War bonds. Gonna get that. War propaganda. Absolutely gonna get that. War support. Field command. No thanks. Permit recruitment. I'll not bother with these. And I'm going down to service by requirement. These tanks are gonna be relocated. Oh, and you've got a massive air force that's not doing anything. Let's change that. This is such a mess. Why did you let it come to this? Now, the easiest thing to do is just assign these to armies. I don't want to manually micromanage these airplanes. I just don't. Okay, that's everything not assigned to the Eastern Front. I'm gonna send that over to the West. And if you're using CAS, don't just stick it on close air support. Also hit logistic strike. It's incredibly powerful. It really messes with the AI. And if you're using fighters, just pick one. Air superiority or interception. Not both. Stick with air superiority. Unless you don't have the oil or your air force is really tiny. All right, now there's just research to be done. Bombs, nukes, no. There's no point. Just get logistics companies. Why haven't you got logistics companies? Tactical bombers, no. I don't like tactical bombers. Just get better radars. Rocket engines, very cool, very nice. No, I don't want them. Let's get mechanized rocket artillery. Very cool. No, I don't want it. Let's get better submarines, and that's gonna be it for now. I'm gonna devote a little more attention to subs if I can, just to convoy raid the UK and Americans, just to hurt their supply lines. So let's unpause and see just how terrible this is gonna go. As for this armor, I'm going to consolidate these into whatever combat capable units I can squeeze out. Okay, that leaves us with 5 almost combat capable tanks. It's better than nothing. And I'm gonna send these to a different front. Balkan front is awful for supply. I need to hold off the Soviets, defeat the Allies, push them off, and then devote attention to the Soviets. There's nothing else really I can do here. Plus, there's this mess I need to deal with. I can push to Istanbul, then I can easily hold there. Just park a unit on that tile. Gonna send the armor over to France and try and do something here. This is mostly planes. I can operate here, try and get some encirclements in. All right, Spain is in. That helps. That definitely helps. And I'm gonna use these units to do a little pushing around Istanbul. Hopefully, I can make a little gain here and there. Like Bulgaria's about to fall. If they haven't, oh, they already have. No, wait, they haven't. They're almost there though. Vichy France is. At least Japan is still doing well. Oh, I see the units leaving Istanbul. Immediately gonna try and push. If I just need to guard the tile here, I can leave 3 divisions behind and not bother. And if I can take it, I can also plug it into our supply hub, really easing our terrible supply in the region. Come on. Push the Americans. And good. I can leave you guys off. Let's move this infantry in. They reinforced. No, never mind. Maybe. Come on. Okay, Istanbul is ours, so that is an area secured. Immediately get this into our supply network. Well, for our general not feeling confident, I have managed to create an encirclement here. I can manage to micromanage 3 fronts at once. Maybe we can actually come back from this. So I'll mostly play a sideshow in the east, hold off the enemy in the Balkans, concentrate all my attention on Free France, just so I can free up those troops if I crush them. Okay, the armor has arrived. I was gonna push into the south of France first, but I think I need these guys to clean up Spain because I created that mess. I should probably clean it up too. Oh yeah, taking Istanbul did wonders for our supply in the region. Oh, that is great. We've created an encirclement on the Eastern Front. Good, good. I am starting to get a little more confident that we can actually pull this off. So what I consider victory, if we ever get it, is push the Allies out of Europe and stabilize the Soviet front. Maybe even capitulate the Soviets, but that's a big maybe. I've also switched the army stuff around. I've gone with quick improv for more daily command power and cheaper commander abilities. I've switched from flexible organization to maneuver warfare. It's just a better version of the flexible organization. And I've gone political loyalty to boost my stability. I've got plenty of generals. I don't need to hire any new ones. This is going to help our stability. Good stability is very important. As for this, I am going to go with submarine primacy, and I'll figure this out as I go. Probably convoy warfare. As for the air, let's go with branch independent spirit, maybe? The others don't really do much. We've got all the research done. We've got our advisors, so And then I'll get centralized control once I get more air experience. Sure, probably gotten that first. Our tanks are cleaning this up. That's a start. And then I'll move them down to Gibraltar, deal with Gibraltar, and then I can snake them in the south, hopefully get some supply in the region. Just get them in the south and start pushing up. Start pushing up to Montpellier, take these supply hubs, hopefully cut off allied divisions here and crush them one pocket at a time. Balkan front is entirely stable. I don't think they can push me out here. I don't think they can. Just gotta make sure I don't get naval invaded here, which is what this army is for. I'm just gonna put 2 divisions on every port. I think that is the safe approach here. It's costing me a few divisions, but it's preventing me from getting my teeth kicked in. Armor's going through the AI like a knife through butter. It's just supply, really. It's going to be the biggest enemy this entire playthrough, supply. Soviets have launched a couple of attacks against my lines, but they mostly seem unable to really penetrate. Yeah, my divisions are better than theirs. A lot better. Yeah, I'm going to assign him to the Balkan. That's where Modal can shine as a logistics wizard. Still fending off Soviet attacks. Allies aren't able to push. Then again, neither am I. Oh, the endless attacks by the... Just stop throwing your men away. A theme of... HoI4 from fighting the Allies. Naval invasions. I get to use my tanks there. I don't know about this game, guys. It's 1945. This is going to be the world's worst stalemate. I hate it already. I've been here for about an hour. There's no supply anywhere. Well, at least we're getting the naval invasion dealt with. Those are good casualties. To the south here, I'm trying to make a little bit of a breakthrough here. This is the weakest point of the line in the Balkan. They don't have any supply. I should, if I can force a breakthrough through the coast, I can have Venice surrounded and hopefully destroy that pocket, just ease the pressure off the Balkans. The rest of the front, still stable. Same for the Russian side. They've been attacking, but I'm still able to hold them off. The south is getting a little risky, but once these divisions are done, that should no longer be an issue. I will be cutting a lot of this battle footage because it is just not interesting. I'll try to leave the good encirclements in, but a lot of this is just me going tile by tile by tile, micromanaging offensives, trying to position my troops in such a way that I can finally break through. So, oh, the cast is working. I'm losing planes at an alarming rate, but I think I'm still trading favorably. Definitely looks like it. And I am doing a lot of cast damage. And the armor, it's pushing. I'm amazed that we've kept this corridor open for as long as we have. Okay, tanks have forced a breach. If I can rush towards Montpellier without too much opposition and the infantry can follow behind. Just gotta pin their divisions in place. And maybe I can cut off this section of the line. Just gotta prevent them from running away. Ooh, we're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, now they are suffering the supply penalties. Oh, just need one more tile here. I also need the infantry to redeploy so my tanks don't get encircled. Final tile. Just leave a tank behind so we don't get ourselves encircled. Oh, are we gonna do it? Oh, yes! Oh, we did it. Okay, so that is the entire... Well, it's something. A nice encirclement here. Ideally, I just use my tanks to close that to minimize casualties, but I need to be quick about it so they don't respond. I'm gonna use the infantry and the tanks to quickly close that. Good thing I anticipated Soviet naval landings because they're here. All right. We have also forced a breach on this tile. It took us long enough, but we managed to hit them while they were low supply and just repositioning. So if I can keep pushing, I need to take this tile, and then I've essentially got the Venice pocket cut off, which is going to be huge. I know it doesn't seem like much, but that's a lot of divisions being supplied by one port, and if I can just keep putting pressure on them, they will eventually be driven into the sea. And that's just a slice of Italy we have back. Oh, we've done it. We've cut through. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be a good idea to just immediately start pushing it because we have terrible supply. Pretty much the same as the Americans and the rest of the allies, but that's not good. I've just been nuked. They didn't leave anyone in Venice. The only people there were American Marines or American divisions that just arrived. Zero org. So if I can be quick about this, I can actually take this entire pocket. So it's not going to be my competence that wins this. It's going to be the allied incompetence, but I'll take it. And we are at the outskirts of Marseille. Good. Keep pushing. They actually got a defender in there, but it's not going to matter. So, okay. So now this entire pocket is closed off. So I am just going to launch an offensive here. I know it's going to be costly, but I can replenish those losses and they cannot. That is a good amount of divisions here as well. I am very glad you thought ahead of time and actually deployed a reasonable amount of coast guards. This is definitely going to help because if I need to keep swinging my tanks north to counter naval invasions, they'll never get anywhere. At least this way we can slowly chip away at the enemy. Very brave of you, Vichy France, trying to attack 17 divisions with one half-strength division. Never change, AI. Never change. And we've pushed into Toulon as well. Wow, they're all low org still, so I'm just gonna keep the ball rolling, see how far I can get. It would be funny if I could just make it cut all along the coast and take Genoa. I doubt it, because the line is gonna get really thin, but if I could, oh boy. Rommel is an absolute mad lad, and he is just going for it. Yeah, once you get behind the allied lines, it doesn't feel like they've got a whole lot in reserve. Not a whole lot at all. Okay, enough shenanigans here. I need to take Genoa. Genoa or the tile above Genoa. If I can make a concentrated effort on that tile. No, I need more armor in position. I'll just stop the suicidal attacks. Jesus Christ, these allies are, well, my allies are the worst I've had in ever. Throwing millions of men away at this rate for nothing. It is going to be a pain though to dislodge this. They know what's coming and they're not too happy about it. But shifting my air around should help. So I have local air superiority wherever I need it. I have full green air on the eastern front, which is a little surprising, but I have a good feeling about this. We may still win. Well, winning. At this point, there are no real winners in this. 16 million Axis troops, 21 million Allied and Soviet troops have been lost. Curious how long this pocket in the center here is gonna hold out, because they are not willing to buckle. So I'm gonna have to launch another offensive here just to force these guys out. Oh yeah, this mess around Venice is pretty much cleaned up. That should free up troops for the Balkan front, and it looks like they're really exhausting themselves trying to push out, but nobody here has supply. Not us, not them, so this front line's not going anywhere. I've been making a few concentrated assaults trying to liberate small slices of Bulgaria. They're a little better now than before, but still not exactly great. And Turkey is still being consumed by from the rear by the Soviet Union. I just need to break through here. I am completely unable to penetrate the Genoan defenses. Doesn't help that Urban's not the best place to be fighting in, and it is annoying. I'll need to find a different place to break through. Probably the plains to the north here, but there's snow, there's blizzards. Yeah, December's not a great month for invasions, it would seem. Oh, it looks like we might actually breach due to the AI also launching an offensive. I'm gonna try pinning attacks to the north. Not a great idea with tanks, but if I can just break Genoa. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, push through. Push through. It looks like we might actually just do it here. Oh, that is easier. That is a lot easier. Good. Okay, we've got this. We should have at least. There we go. Now, this entire blob around Switzerland is technically cut off. Yes, I know. They can still draw supply from Switzerland and the Swiss troops will be fine. It's a large area. But still, we have them cut off from the front. I'm gonna strangle them using... who again? Eigelseer's army, Army Group 5. And I'll redirect the tanks themselves. Since it's all mountains, the tanks are gonna be useless there. I'm going to redirect redirect the tanks and use them in Italy. Oh man, with my air power, they must be hurting. They have way more airplanes, but we seem to be trading pretty reasonably. Good thing you got a good military industry. That's really propping us. Ooh. Oh, it's just transports. Never mind. Other than that, our main concern is just chromium. So I can churn out more medium tanks. I still need a lot of medium tanks. I love how the AI will now actively try to get out of these big encirclements, and it's commendable, but as a result, they end up really hurting themselves. They're taking 39% attrition, and they're trying to push out into superior numbers under air. So that is going to go poorly for the allied armies there, which I very much like. I don't want to push in there while they're at full strength. It's all mountains. Well, almost all mountains. And now an all-out offensive on the allied pocket there, and see just how much we can make them bleed. We're doing 100 damage, 100 cast damage per day or per hour, whatever it is. It's absurd and I love it. Well, we've taken Bern. I just need Zurich. Zurich falls, Switzerland capitulates, and all supply in this region should vanish, along with the troops there. Well, it's mostly allied troops, so they'll stick around to be destroyed manually. Oh, that is a lot of guns. Thank you, Switzerland. Now it's just a matter of crushing the charred corpse of the Allied intervention in Europe. Good, that frees up so many troops. I don't even want to count how many Allied divisions this is. This is just going to be too much to calculate. Let's just say it's a lot, and I like it. I'll just divert an army to hold this until I see an opportunity, and I'm going to direct everyone else to either the Eastern Front and start pushing, or the Balkan Front and see what I can do here. Gonna go big on logistic companies. My tanks need logistics. All right, slight breakthrough in the Balkan Front. If I can cut them off around Trieste, that would be very nice. It would just lead me to crush another smaller pocket. It's easier than pushing an entire front line. It's just destroy small pockets if you can. Oh yeah, speaking of small pockets, so that's a lot of divisions. That's a lot of divisions. That's a lot of divisions. Oh boy. Do I want to exploit south, or do I want to exploit and crush the pocket around Trieste? Difficult choices, difficult choices. I think I want to start taking as much territory here as I can before anything happens. From there, maybe I can start rolling up this Balkan line until we push into these Greek mountains. Once railways here get fixed, I can probably steamroll down if I can get more or better tanks. These guys are holding on longer than I would assume, but they'll fall eventually. Things are starting to look a lot more stable. Also going to divert a lot of attention now to the not Norwegian, to the Danish front here. Clean that up and close the Baltic off again to the Allied forces. That is going to be very helpful. It will allow me to trade with Sweden a little easier as well and secure this Norwegian front. I have been digging in with a couple units on the ports and then shutting off this one province. They've been able to hold remarkably well. If I can close the straits here, that is definitely going to help. So full-scale assault with air power in Denmark, and we're just rolling up the Allied line. This is going to be a massive amount of casualties for them as well. And Denmark is once again crushed. Good. Of course, the AI is still pointlessly trying to attack these Balkan fortifications without getting anywhere. You're just racking up the losses here. Bye-bye, Denmark. Bada bing, bada boom. Denmark is secure. The German Reich triumphs on all fronts. I got a little tired of microing, considering I can take a lot of casualties for now. I'm just gonna throw men at the Balkans. It's probably not the best idea I've had, but you know, I just want to get this over with. Fortunately, with the massive troops in position, railroads built, and cast dominating the skies, Italy's not proving much of an issue, so I should be able to quickly overrun Italy, get myself a valuable, air quotes, ally again, and then I can clean up the Balkans at my own pace. So far it's going reasonably well, but casualties are high. For my tanks, I've replaced maintenance companies with logistics companies. I forgot to do that, and I'm gonna switch in mechanized infantry as it becomes available. Ooh, 30 allied divisions encircled. Unfortunately, they're on a port, but if I can just keep pushing in, it shouldn't matter. That is gonna suck for the allies if I can crush those. Air power is holding, so far so good. I think we can safely say Italy is under control. Oh man, Turkey's still here. The Soviets have pushed up to Izmit and Antalya, and they're still there. Oh man. Ooh, Soviets are really pushing. That's good. The fewer divisions they have on my border, the easier my time time is going to be when I start pushing. I've managed to start up production of my glorious submarines. So sub-3s with sub-4 modules. They're cheap, they're dirty, but oh boy, do they wreck the AI. These are pretty much invisible to the AI fleets, and their submarine attack, their torpedo attack is so big they can even take on enemy screens. So this should be good. They should be good. Maybe you can start whittling down the Royal Navy, sink their convoys. Who knows? Maybe we can get a sea line in. And meanwhile, on the Eastern Front, what? The Russians seem so distracted with the Middle East that I am able to counterattack and start pushing myself into this red meat grinder. Certainly something I love to see. I can get that front closed at least. Once the Italian troops are finished, I'll also add them to the Eastern Front, and we'll just start a slow and steady advance. Make the most of the situation. And there go the last Allied troops in Italy. Sicily will be liberated. And it's probably time to start some spy efforts versus the Soviets, but I will need localized training centers. These spies are going to be useless trying to infiltrate the Soviet Union. Like, they can see everything coming. Maybe a seducer has a little bit of a chance, but most of the time, if it's not a Soviet spy, he's going to get caught. I think Yugoslavia just capitulated. Ooh, that front line's a mess. Still good for us though. Just gotta get everybody into position really quickly, because this is gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. So just crush these small pockets, rush down into Greece, and put the final nail into their coffin. Yeah, and as expected, Soviets are immediately capturing our spies. You need localized training centers and Soviet spies, otherwise it's almost impossible to build a spy network in the Soviet Union. Alright, everybody on the Eastern Front's in position. It looks like this is my time to shine and just start pushing the Soviets. They are super distracted fighting the Allies as well, so I think I can get a good amount of progress here. If I can just bring them to their knees, I can then start building a spy network to get the rest. If not, just keep pushing, really. Soviets aren't really a threat right now anyway. Oh, we're at Kiev already. That went faster than expected. Yeah, I'm taking my armor for a little field trip. Don't mind if I do. I just don't have anything behind their front line. It's just once I punched through, that's it. There's no more Soviet troops. I thought they had like 1 billion divisions. Well, they do have a lot of divisions, but where are they? Yeah, my armor just goes wherever it wants to, and there are no Soviet troops who can say otherwise right now. Meanwhile, back in Europe, the total collapse of Greece is a fact, so we are pretty much back in control of the continent. We have restored order after that disastrous start, so if I can bring the Soviet Union to its knees, we'll be done. And I don't think it's going to be that difficult from this point forward. The Soviet Union has declared war on Xinjiang. Is this the right time, Soviets? Also going to slowly reduce the size of my army group in Europe. I don't need as many of them anymore, not to defeat the remains of Greece, even though there's a lot of Allied troops there. Air power should be enough, and this will allow me to get more manpower without having to go up another mobilization law. It's not the worst thing right now. I'm winning. I have pretty much won. It's just a matter of capitulating the Soviets now, but I just don't like it. We'll see. We'll see. And all of Europe is secured. I could just delete this army group and recover the manpower, but I'll just delete one more army, get more manpower freed up so I don't have to bother with it myself. Yeah, I'm gonna delete one more army group. That gives me almost 1 million manpower. Then I'm gonna send these guys over to Turkey, and we're gonna open another front with both Allies and Soviets. Soviet Union, why? Why are you going to war with Japan? This is not in your best interest, my friends. And there goes Vladivostok. So that was not your best move, Soviet Union. I am just bleeding manpower with these infantry pushes. I am a little embarrassed. Okay, I know I'm throwing millions of men away, but I've won. The Soviets are about to fall over. If they go, the entire faction goes. I've pushed the Allies off the continent entirely. My submarines are tearing up the Royal Navy and the enemy convoys, and with time I can build up for a sea line, but I don't want to invest that kind of time in this game. And there goes the Soviet Union. Wow, they didn't have a lot of stuff left. And of course we can go first, so let's make this beautiful. And with a little bit of clever peace deal mechanics, annex, we control everything. Bulgaria got a nice piece of Turkey out of this, but we took everything else. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. I might give Bessarabia back to Romania. I mean, it's fair, right? They've done their part, but I can also see if I can make some commissariats. Reichskommissariat Ukraine. I always like these. Don't know why. I just think they look pretty cool. And Ostland, but I think Ostland used to be bugged in the longest time. Reichskommissariat Ostland und Ukraine. And because I just don't really want to sit on all of this land, I'll just release the Soviets as a puppet right after I proclaim the Greater German Reich. Ah, nice. Black Germany. I think I'll turn everything over to our Soviet friends. There we go. That is a lot better. So, we came back from what was probably one of the most, well, I've had worse, but from a pretty disgusting position as Germany, and with hard fighting and good planning, we came back to what can be described as a victory. We've pushed the Allies out of Europe. They just have a tiny foothold left in Turkey, which will be crushed. There's no way they can hold on to that. And with a little build-up, we should be able to even sea line. But we've been here for a while. It's October 1946. The game is getting a little choppy, and I think I've played enough of this for now. This is most definitely saved, and the Greater German Reich has won another campaign. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload more content. And I hope you'll enjoy this next video. Bye-bye.